Recipes for technical trading success in Cook's Kitchen.
Just how wrong is the analyst with a $165 price target on the trade desk? The analyst is from Nomura, and I won't pick on the analyst, but I want to find out, is there a credible bear case for the trade desk, TTD, that says it should trade under $200? He moved his price after earnings, blowout earnings, August 8th. He moved his price target up from 144 to 165 because he doesn't buy the line that the trade desk is going into a total addressable market that could be as big as 1 trillion. All right, let's back up, make sure everybody understands what the trade desk is, and then I'll show you the numbers in that market. So first of all, I'm going to show you a lot of resources. The trade desk has a fact sheet. They just put out 2-pager, gives you a little history on the company, what they're doing, founders, et cetera, et cetera. Programmatic advertising. Let me just define that for a second. So when they talk about the business that the trade desk is in, it's called programmatic advertising. So it's digital ad buying, but it's done on a platform that's a lot like a stock exchange where algorithms are trading in and out. In fact, the founder and CEO of the trade desk, Jeff Green, often compares their platform to modern algorithmic programmatic trading. So think of a program for ad buying as you have a formula with, ad buyers want to target their audience. They want to target the channels they use, the times they show ads, the frequency they show ads, and then they automate it. So it becomes a system. So what the trade desk says is that there are auctions for millions of pieces of real estate across the web and connected TV and other platforms, that there's an auction every 10th of a second for a piece of real estate or several pieces of real estate. And that's what programmatic ad buying can do, is you set up the program and you let it run, and it's finding the real estate that you want to put ads in front of your audience. Okay, so that's the summary. All right, back to this fact sheet. The trade desk provides a lot of services, a demand-side platform. This is an old phrase in the advertising business where buyers of ads, can negotiate for the real estate they want to buy. They have a data management platform. Data is extremely important here. They have a publisher management platform, so the other side, the sell side, so to speak, and then APIs that can plug in and customize things. All right, I want to go back to 2016. This is a great article on Ad Exchanger. So in the business of advertising, this is the thing, if you're not in advertising, a lot of this will seem new to you, even if you're a technology person. So you want to go to some of the resources in the ad business. And we know a lot about Google and Facebook and how they automated advertising, but those are what Jeff Green calls walled gardens. Because when you go to Facebook or you go to Google, you just stay in those silos or those walled gardens. And even though they've automated the ad buying and there's programmatic there, the trade desk is being agnostic and trying to give you access to everywhere, bringing buyers and sellers of ads together. All right, so this article from Ad Exchanger in 2016, How the Trade Desk Cracked the DSP Market. I highly recommend it. Let's go to the trade desk's recent statement on their earnings, August 8th, second quarter earnings call. This is just a PDF, but it's good to read, hear from the officers of the company. I want to highlight some comments here from Jeff Green. In 2019, according to IDC, global advertising spend will be about $725 billion. Global advertising spend, $725 billion. I mean, this makes it one of the largest markets in the world, really, when you think about a total addressable market. The trade desk thinks it will grow to $1 trillion industry, and that's where the Nomura analyst disagrees. But programmatic is still a relatively small part of total global advertising, estimated to be about $34 billion in 2019. But it's growing 5 times faster. Okay, so here's sort of the key is you've got this large total addressable market, but programmatic is just inching its way in, even as it grows, 20 to 30%. Now, how fast can the trade desk grow? The trade desk is going to do $650 million in revenues this year. And the company is trading, let's call its market cap $11.5 billion. So it's trading over 15 times sales, which is generous. But estimates are that they're going to get close to $900 million in revenues next year. And if we put a $12 billion market cap on $900 million in revenues, that is a price to sales ratio of just over 13 times. And I think that's affordable. I think you can continue to pay that now where the stock is just above $250. And let's look at why and where some people might be wrong about the total addressable market. So we want to go to a slide deck they did just recently. This is from a couple of months ago. It's got 39 slides. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'm going to show you some that stand out here. So here are some milestones they crossed. And by the way, the trade desk has been profitable since 2013, so they've got their margins down, and they always have. They're just they've got their costs under control, and they're just taking that slice of the transaction. They're not selling the ad; they're selling the transaction for the real estate. Okay. In 2017, they had their first 200 million month, meaning 200 million in total ad buying. Not their revenue, just what was transacted across the platform. In 2018, they had their first 10 million day. Okay, so that's total spend. All right, now this is key. This is where it gets really interesting. This is the trade desk revenue growing from 2014, estimated 650 million for this year. Obviously, the growth is slowing a little bit. Last quarter was 42%, and that was versus 41% the quarter before. Now let's look at the gross spend. This is the transaction of ad buying volume happening on the trade desk platform. So you're up to, in 2018, 2.35 billion. Now I went through these numbers, and I took the revenue as a percentage of the gross spend, and it was consistently 20%, sometimes 19.5%, sometimes 20.6%. But consistently, the trade desk is getting 20% of the dollar volume of the transactions of the ad buys on their platform. I think that's huge. Now, so we got to do the math. Let's go back to how big is the market. Scrolling down here. This is a great slide deck, by the way. If you want to learn more about the company, this is the place to come, is this slide deck. Okay, the market. Here we go. So here's the trade desk's estimate. Total global ad spend, according to IDC, approximately $725 billion. It's, of course, going to keep growing. $230 billion for linear television, $50 billion for display, and they say that, $34 billion, they're just, nudging into this market, but growing faster than any other segment. So the question you have to ask yourself is, how big can programmatic become? Jeff Green thinks that this is the way ad buying will be done almost universally. So I think he's projecting 10 years from now that the majority of ad buying will be done programmatically on a platform like the trade desks. So if you look at it that way, and what their sales growth is right now, I mean, let's just say that they could do, let's say 250 billion. Let's say programmatic grows to 250 billion, and in the next 5 years, and the trade desk just does 10% of that transaction volume. That's 25 billion. What's 20% of 25 billion? It's 5 billion. So right now, the revenues haven't even crossed the $1 billion mark, but I think in less than 5 years, they can be doing 5 billion in revenues. So that is the kind of growth that I think investors will pay for here, and continue to pay, 15 times sales for that kind of growth. Let me see if there was anything else, that was really good in this deck. Oh, the fact that they're global. I mean, they just went into China. So this is a platform that can just spread like wildfire. And when you think about it, the same way that when Facebook advertising first allowed you to go on the platform, target an audience, target your spend, and when I say target an audience, I mean like get really granular about your demographics and social interests and career, professional, all that kind of stuff. When Facebook allowed people to do that, it gave advertisers such freedom, and it's still working for lots of small businesses who use Facebook to advertise. They're getting significant ROI. I know a small company that specializes in helping Facebook and Google advertisers track the performance of their ad spend, meaning what they want, they call it attribution. Like, here's what I did, here's the program I did, what was my return on it, and that needs to be tracked by obviously tracking people, tracking internet traffic. But this small company found that by getting better tracking, they were helping create ROI of 3 to 1. So for every dollar spent on an ad, companies were getting back $3. Now the difference between what Facebook does and what the Trade Desk does is that Facebook collects data on people. The Trade Desk does not collect data on any people. They use a unique code identifier to track an anonymous person and where they've been, or what they've watched. So this is how the Trade Desk can use data analytics to help advertisers, really get precise about who they're targeting and where, especially now with connected TV, things like Roku, and giving advertisers access to that. All right, I think I covered everything I want to. As far as I'm concerned, you want to be a buyer of the Trade Desk anytime it dips below 250. We were last week. Stock's trading above 260 today. I think it'll be a $300 stock easily in the next 6 to 9 months. And just keep an eye on that steady growth quarter after quarter. All right, thanks for joining me in the kitchen.